With 2025 just around the corner, I wanted to learn how to set goals properly. Doing this, I just went straight to the source. I talked to entrepreneurs, I watched the 5 most top performing goal setting videos on YouTube, and what I found out of all of this was a secret step that no one's really talking about. Listen, I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not gonna be here telling you to write down your goals, slap it on the wall, look at it every morning. Although that is important, I'm telling you, this took me a long time. It took me over a few weeks to get all of this done and to find out what actually works. And what I did was break it down into a 7 step rubric with a final secret step that I didn't get from any of the videos I watched. It's strictly from entrepreneurs that I talked to on what they're doing to set goals. So what we have here is the 7 step rubric on how to achieve your goals. So go straight to step one and dive into it. And I want you to realize that this step right here, it should not be rushed. You shouldn't like chat GPT anything. This is a deep dive onto what you actually want, your detailed vision life, your dream life. I want you to imagine your perfect day, not just the highlights, but every single detail. I mean, like, what time do you wake up? For me, I wanna get straight out of bed. I don't want to do any phone scrolling for the first hour of the day. I want to get some fresh air in the morning. I have a protein packed breakfast, and my environment is surrounded by trees and mountains. I want to live in the mountains. So not only that, but I want you to know the sensory details, the smell, the sight, the sound, the touch of everything around you. I mean, that's like your bed, the outside, the counter, like the smell of your house. This should be very, very detailed, and it will take you some time. But how to spend your evenings, what work do you want to do, what does the perfect morning look like to you, and who are you spending your time with? So now we go down into the key pillars, and this goes to health, career, relationships, business, and lifestyle. What is the peak of all of this? Like, what do you want to do for your life? I want to be a brand owner. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to own many different businesses. I want to create a cult like following of driven motherfuckers making millions a month. That is truly what I want to do. When it comes to health, I want to be able to run, train hard, and lift some heavy weights. Relationships, I want close friends with everyone. I want to take care of them and learn from them and have fun with them as well. Personal development, I want to get a better understanding of AI, geography, and branding, content creation, all these different certain things. And I want to live near the mountains for my lifestyle. Have spots in warm areas all around the world. I don't want to be in just one spot. So then we go down to the vision board, which is what your peak life will look like. And I say peak like, I mean this could be like 5 to 10 years. Because once you hit a goal, you're gonna hit it, and then you're gonna want to go to the next goal. So the next 5 to 10 years, this is what I want my life to look like. And now, for instance, I would go on to Pinterest and create some aesthetically pleasing pictures, slap it in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my wall with all these pictures. And so I can look at it every single day. Same thing with my goals, but that'll be in step two, which we'll go about. So I can look at it every single day. And so then we go on to translate visions into values. Why is vision so meaningful to you? What are your non-negotiables? What do you have to do every single day? And how does this align with your principles? Like, for instance, I want to have everything. I want to have unlimited resources for creativity, growth, and provide for all my loved ones. I want to have time for loved ones, completing projects on a deadline, and staying active. That is non-negotiable. I always will want to do that. And those 5 to 10 years later for your goals, what have you achieved? What legacy do you want to have? And what have you become? For me, I have done what I set out to do. I'll be healthy, a family man, time conscious, and most likely a father in 5 to 10 years. Then we go to step two, which is the actual goal setting part of the rubric, which is to build a community, getting a clone mentor at the end of the year, and become financially free. And then you break down into what is the value number you want to make for all this. I want you to be excited. I want you to have clarity. I want you to have purpose on all of this. And by giant goal statement, it's like a hypothesis. By a date, I will achieve the outcome by taking these types of actions. And like I said, with steps, you want to reverse engineer these goals. So, for instance, if I want to build a community for my personal brand, I want to be looked up as a leader. I want to gain a large following. I have to do that. I have to create relatable content, have my own style, and give out free value. And with this, I will create valuable content to my target audience every quarter. So then we go into step 3 and 4, which basically combine together because they're both pretty small. But for step three, I want to enhance commitment, give which activates visualization and builds resilience. You need to build emotion with this goals. I built so much emotion with intense focus that I worked on it every single day, and it wasn't even like a job to me. It was something I truly love to do. So when your morning routine, with your morning routine, it needs to be consumption free. Read your goals out loud, feel them in the afternoon. For me, I'm gonna be listening to music, I'll be training, I'm visualizing it. It's about creating that emotional attachment, like I said. And I created something called the stick and carrot method, which is basically when you hit a goal, you give yourself the reward. So like for instance, if I am making progress with my mentor, making a significant amount of money, getting more reach and engagement with my post, I am going to reward myself with going out to dinner, golfing, skiing, traveling, whatever it is. Like I said, steps are pretty small, but it's taking the small steps. What do you want in these milestones? By quarter one, I'm financially independent, hit this many subs, have this many followers, the list goes on. And this is, you can do this. I recommend doing this if you're pretty, taking entrepreneurship or your goals, anything you do online seriously, is to implement a tracker called Rise, which is really good to see your progress on how much you're actually working throughout the day. When are you taking a break? When are you kind of dozing off? When are you going on social media because it has something in it where you're like, is this actually good for you to be using? Is this a distraction? It just keeps you focused, keeps you locked on what you need to do. So then we go on to step five, which is focus on the process, not just the destination. I want you to build momentum, reduce anxiety, and encourage mastery. This is all repetition. It will take a lot of time, but I will tell you, it would be a lot. It'd be very worth it. So, obviously, my personal goals is to build my personal brand, financial freedom, brand mentor, yada yada yada. I mentioned before. I want you to schedule time for these goals, like using a tracker like Rise. We go into the automation section. I want to get good with automation. How am I actually gonna schedule my time? I want to use automation like expense tracking, ChatGPT offsprings, and use Rise to track everything and make my life easier. Then we go on to environmental designs to create an environment that supports your habits because your brain picks up habits very easily once you do it once or twice. If you are in your kitchen and you're eating a food, your brain in the kitchen is going to pick up like, oh, like I'm pretty hungry right now because this is where I always eat. Same thing goes for everything else. Every single room, every single place you've ever been, it's going to do the same exact thing in your brain. So with my room, I don't want any food. I don't want coffee, my computer, music for workflow and content creation. I mean, that is like obviously sleep as well, but I'm just talking about things they do. Library, social circles. I mean, for social circles, I want a time for networking, brainstorming, like loose, dabbling a little bit, and possible workflow. And remember that you will be doing all this. Will get 1% better every single day. And if you do forget to slip, if you slip up one day, it's okay. Just get back to the process the next day without guilt. So then we go into step six, which is to understand you need to prepare for challenges with the right people. Commit to the journey. Understand what sacrifices you need to do and what you will do when setbacks happen because life will have ups and downs. Once you go hit the ups, there will be a down period. So setbacks will happen. You just need to understand how you're going to deal with that. For me, I want to create a mindset where obstacles are expected, not feared, build a plan to handle setbacks. Emotional fatigue, schedule downtime to recharge, and financial struggle, set aside a small emergency fund. Understanding what sacrifice you need to do. Social, I want to go to Snapchat. I don't need that. Financial, making coffee instead of buying it. Energy, stop scrolling, which I don't really scroll anyway, but that's the point. Surround yourself with the right people. Find people who inspire and challenge you. Balance existing or new relations. Leverage online tools to connect and add value to relationships. You can read all of these, but these are the main points you really need to do when you network with people. When you network with people, I would suggest starting on Instagram. I've built what I've had on Instagram, and it is a resume. People have connected with me because they see the stuff I do online and like, wow, he's pretty cool. He has some value. Let's network with him. It's not just easy to go onto a chat room and have no value. People will not talk to you. You need to add value to relationships. to do something. But trust me, once you do it, that one person you meet can change your life. The last step, we have adapt and course correct. I want you to understand the mindset shift and focus on progress. So you will deal, or most likely you will deal with something that didn't go your way. How are you going to reflect on that progress? You need to set viewpoints and give yourself questions to ask. What's not working and why? What's working well? And what external factors have changed that I need to address? I want you to stay open and pivot. It's okay to do that. You've been consistent but aren't seeing progress. New information or opportunities suggest a better approach. That's when you know to pivot. And examples of pivoting is if your investment strategy isn't yielding returns, maybe explore real estate. If your fitness routine isn't effective, maybe get a trainer. I want you to reaffirm your why when you reset or look at your progress and restart it. Has my definition of sex changed? Does this goal still resonate with me? What new motivations or insights have emerged? Embrace the setbacks as feedbacks. Instead of saying, I failed to meet the saving goals, say, what did I learn about my spending habits and how can I adjust? If you did not hit those goals in time, just add more time. But don't just say, like, oh, well, I now have extra time to do this stuff. Yes, you do, but still hit that shit. Still hit that shit. So I'll say the steps. I told you I have one more that no one else is talking about. There's not any video I saw online that told me about this step. This is specifically from entrepreneurs that I connected with, and this is what one of them told me to do. So this section right here is quarterly goals. And this is a little bit different than everything I showed you before. This is why this is that extra saucy sauce right here that I really recommend doing. It might take you a day or two to do, but I highly recommend it. So this is basically how it goes. I want you to cover the 3 months, a fun little headline because why not, and then writing on what you want to go, what you want to do, what will happen. Use visualization, and I recommend adding memories to relive the sections where you list off scenes where you can visualize this as well. So the writing itself is reminiscing about achieving it all. I want you to keep it laid back, confident, and basically how your 2025 went. This is like one of the goals we were talking about before. The goals already happened. This is how you're gonna feel. How I'm gonna feel after running the marathon in quarter 1. I will make X amount of, instead of saying I will make X amount of money by this day and time, say I made X amount of dollars fairly quick to earn this much. This quick doing is what I love, brings me so much joy and gratitude. When you write this way, you remove the mental gap between you and your goals and the pressure of achieving these goals by a specific date or method. And so I would write quarter 1, what you think is going to happen in quarter 2, and also a prologue of what happened in 2024. What I did was I wrote out basically how my whole entire 2024 went, the memories I did, the memories I had each month. It took me a long time, but I really highly recommend it because it really is just a reflection of the year, and it really did make me feel good after to know how much my life changed in which quarter. I wouldn't write quarter 3 or 4. I would write 1 and 2. I think 3 and 4 is a little bit too far in advance because if 1 and 2 don't happen, then 3 and 4 is just a waste of time of writing. So that's the video. I hope you all understand this whole method. I know it was long, but I know it's really going to help some of you out there. I can give you a rubric to all this, and it'll be in the description below. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and peace.